And we are back. This is My Affection That Dies. This looked pretty awesome. It looked like a bit of a short story. It's not too long, hopefully. The art looked really awesome. And it was like described as a bit of a tragedy. No happy endings, which I like. So we're playing this. Content warnings. Suicide, death, alcohol, zombies, cannibalism. Omegaverse, typical sexism. Okay, would you like to proceed with this game? Yes. Alright. Omegas don't bite. We live in a world with 3 secondary genders: Alpha, Beta, Omega. Humans differentiate at the beginning of adulthood. Their primary sexes known at birth, and their secondary genders a prediction until the end of puberty. To become an alpha is victory, a guarantee that you will be at the top of this world. Your physical prowess has no match, your pheromones are used to subjugate. To become a beta is the start of mediocrity. You are utterly unchanged from your childish form and have not even the ability to sense pheromones. To become an omega is the end of life. You are no more than a tool to be bred, to bear young for an alpha, who will mark you and claim you as a belonging, a slave to pheromones. You are bitten, dominated, destroyed, unmade in the jaws of society. Omegas are human, yet society says that they are lesser, lower than even the most mediocre beta. If that is the case, then would it not be better for such a society to disappear? She and I discussed many times. The two of us dreamed not of a just world, but just one that was a little better. In this one-bedroom apartment shared between the two of us, once upon a time, we dreamed. Foolishly, childishly, like two who could not accept the reality that we lived in, we dreamed. She was an omega. She told me that her pheromones smelled like mangoes. Once upon a time, she wanted to become a doctor. I was a beta. I couldn't smell her pheromones, and I couldn't fulfill any of her dreams. For some reason, the two of us fell in love. We were classmates. Back then, both of us had been predicted to differentiate into omegas. In the winter of our first year of high school, the teacher moved our seats together. We became desk mates, studying together, chatting together, sharing snacks together. Our acquaintanceship turned into friendship and eventually became a forbidden puppy love. When she became an omega, her future ended. When I became a beta, my future continued. But we were in love. And thus, we come to this scene, this moment in time. I stand beside our bed as she sleeps. She will not awaken again. Her parents discovered our relationship and intended to take her away. They could sell her off to an alpha, as was their right with an omega daughter. Therefore, she chose to sleep forever instead. The cold winter seeps through our thin apartment walls. For the first time, I feel glad about the poor insulation we always complain about. I keep the heat off despite chills racking my body. I do not shiver. She sleeps covered with a blanket because it is cold. I cannot bear for her to rot away. Even now, she is beautiful. I count the days since I found her asleep. I had returned from a long shift at work only to discover that she had chosen to no longer dream. She left me only a short note. I'm sorry. The TV plays the news in the background. She and I had debated for a long time whether to put the TV in the bedroom or the living room, but the idea of movies in bed had ultimately won out. The newscaster speaks of topics from her favorite shoddy horror films. The dead are returning to life. eating people, and infecting the living with a zombie virus. I'm hit with deja vu. I already heard about this report before. Was it from yesterday or the day before? Perhaps the sounds that reach my ears are no more than a recording. The newscaster warns the public not to go outside again and again. It matters not to me. I stay by her side. I do not sleep. I do not eat. I merely gaze upon her as the TV turns to noise. I'm afraid to touch her, to discover that her nimble fingers have turned stiff, that her warm skin has become cold, that the pallor of her skin is not just the lighting of a cheap bulb. She sleeps in our one-bedroom apartment as the world ends around us. For just a moment, I close my eyes. When I open them again, the TV has stopped. I think myself that I should have put on a movie before the electricity cut out. The bathroom sink still works, so I wash my face with ice-cold water to wake myself up. As I do, I hear someone screaming outside. It doesn't matter. No sane person will go out and save them. Don't they know that zombies always follow noise in movies? I return to her bedside. She opens her eyes, but those eyes are not hers. Milky irises look towards me, stark blue veins feeding into them from her skin. Her eyes were the prettiest rose gold color, and they reflected an almost emerald hue in sunlight. Apparently, humans didn't used to have eye colors like that, but we developed them along with secondary genders as an apology from fate. I call her name. Blank. 5-letter email name. Marie? We'll just say it's Marie. She does not recognize me. A guttural noise escapes her throat as she opens her mouth widely, baring her teeth. She intends to bite me and make me the same as her. I step away as she arises. She trips, tangled in the blankets I had placed over her, and stares at me with those milky eyes, unable to reach me. She blames me. She pleads me. I'm sorry. I can give her nothing. Running from the room, I flee from her white eyes. My heart is still. I stare at the dirty ceiling of our living room and find a stain that reminds me of an old friendship who I no longer call a friend. Thinking of that person, I go to our shelf of random things we couldn't bear to throw away. I dig through the shelves and find a gift set from that former friend. An SM kit with a stupid-looking leopard print, handcuffs, and an alpha muzzle made for sex offenders. Jesus. Okay. I let out a laugh and tell myself to not worry about that old friend. That idiot is probably alright, even if the world is ending. That fool and I are no longer friends. I return to our room with the goods in hand, seeing her still entangled in the blankets, and tenderly place the muzzle upon her face. She growls as I caress her old cheek. Cold. But she cannot bite me through the steel cage. If only you had become an alpha instead. She hated words like that. Then I chain her thin ankle to the leg of the bed, with those garnish handcuffs struggling to handle the locking mechanism with my cold numbed fingers. We never used toys like this. Affirming that I secured her, I extract her from the tangled mess before draping the blanket over her shoulder once more. It's cold after all. She tugs against the bed, trying to reach me, and in that attempt, the blanket falls to the ground. I do not place it on her shoulders again. Instead, I pull her into my embrace. She feels like ice, her body terribly stiff. When I nuzzle my nose to the nape of her neck, she smells of She should have become a surgeon. The rumble of her throat sounds so unlike her soft voice. You could become a singer. When we were still in school, she refused to sing in front of others. Even if the whole class was going out for karaoke, she wouldn't take the mic. For the longest time, I thought she couldn't sing. Then it turned out she was just shy, and she liked to sing in the shower. I loved her voice. I kissed the muscle, my lips unable to reach hers. But even if you hadn't chosen to, you couldn't have. I think about ifs. She could have found a cure to the zombie disease, or even obtained superpowers from a zombie virus mutation like in a novel. I think about reality. She already chose to sleep forever. Thus, no matter what happens, she has no future. After holding her for a long time, I forced myself to stand. The world twists dizzily around me, and hunger finally catches up to me. I tell myself that if I'm to stay by her side, I must eat and rest. Reluctantly, I once again leave the room. Reaching the kitchen, I catalog what we have in our small one-bedroom apartment. 2 crates of bottled water. She had always been picky about the flavor of water, though we always boiled it anyways, since we usually drank hot water. A couple cans of vodka seltzers in the fridge, lemon flavored. A chunk of ground meat in the freezer. I have to use it sooner rather than later. A banana on the countertop from who knows when. A bunch of spices and sauces. An almost empty bag of rice, and my stash of instant noodles. A gas portable stove that we use for home hot pot, vitamins, sleeping pills. After eating the banana, I leave the kitchen and dig through our most useful trash shelf for an old radio before returning to our room. She greets me with a growl. I'm back. I take a seat beside her and turn on the radio, only to find her attention shift to the staticky noise. I want her to pay attention to me. Do you remember when we first were assigned seats next to each other? I turn off the radio and speak. She looks again to me, rubbing against me, unable to remove the muscle from on her face. I'm pretty sure everyone in the class agreed that the teacher did it because the both of us were supposed to differentiate into omegas. Omegas are rare after all, so just put both of them together, right? In the end, only you became one. 2 omegas can't be together. That's what everyone says. So I wanted for us to both become betas. You said that there's nothing wrong with being an omega. Oh, you can move that? Okay. Huh. But omegas need alpha pheromones to soothe them. Omegas have a physiological pheromone dependency that caused their health to deteriorate without soothing. Even with all those injections you took, you were still in pain every month. I couldn't help you at all. I couldn't even smell your pheromones. When I said that I wished I could become an alpha, you got mad at me. Don't look down on omegas. It's the world that's wrong for treating omegas like this. If omegas were given the same freedoms as alphas, then there'd already be better suppressant drugs, and omegas wouldn't need to suffer during the sensitive periods. Things like that, right? Hey, you should correct me, because I know I said it wrong. Her throat vibrates against my shoulder as she growls. This world is ending. If you hadn't, then you could see this stupid world end. Did I do something wrong? She does not respond to me. The days pass. Nothing new plays on the radio. The same recorded public service announcement looping and looping and looping. I sit next to her and crack open the last can of alcohol. You like this flavor. The acidic lemon taste bubbles on my tongue with the carbonation of the drink. Despite the fridge having long been out of commission, the temperature outside keeps it cold. How many sleeping pills does it take to go to sleep forever? There's only one left in the container. Can't you leave something for me too? I place the can of alcohol on the ground and retrieve the bottle of sleeping pills from my pocket. I open the bottle, pop the single pill remaining into my mouth, and wash it down with lemon vodka seltzer. How come you weren't even allowed to apply to med school? No, I know. I chat with her until my mind grows hazy. She does not respond. I wonder if the animal shelter is okay. I hope the kittens managed to escape. Should we have adopted one of them after all? I close my eyes. I do not dream. There is no longer anything in this world left to dream about. She is no longer warm beside me. I wake and I lament. She says nothing. Her eyes do not see me. She is not here. Am I not allowed to join you? There's nothing left for me, right? Did you love me? Of course I loved you. 4-letter name. I've gone mad. I uncuff her from the bed. The gaudy handcuffs more difficult to unlock than to lock. You're dead. You're no longer alive. I remove the muscle from her face and caress her cheek, rubbing away the red where the metal pressed into her skin. Then, closing my eyes, I kiss her tenderly upon the lips. I love you. A tear rolls down my cheeks. Another follows, hot and wet. I cry and kiss her. She does not respond. As I pull away from our kiss, she stares at me with the eyes of the dead and opens her mouth widely to devour me, for she is now a zombie. I lean in and expose my neck. She bites down on me, where a gland would be if I were an Omega, where she would bite me if she had differentiated into an Alpha. Sharp pains runs through my flesh. I feel red dripping from my wounds as she devours me. My consciousness begins to warp. We had never been wrong to be what we were. Our dreams had always been for a different world, for this incorrect society to end. We didn't need to be born as different things. We just wanted to live in a better world. In that case, I'm happy this world is ending. Thinking about her, I go to sleep forever by her side. I'm sorry. Oh, that was it. Okay. Wait, extras? Oh, it's just the the CGs? Okay. Wait, let's pick a nice picture for me to talk on. This one's good. Okay. Now, maybe I should start reading the game pages, because I did not expect this type of thing. I actually didn't know anything about, like, what's it called? The Omegaverse? Well, I know some stuff, but like close to nothing. I was thinking of like reading on it, but I suppose this is like this is a good introduction, I guess. Well, it's not like I'm gonna get super into it, but I just wanted to know educational purposes and all that. But anyhow, okay. Well, I did like the Omegaverse stuff. Obviously, I found it a tiny bit cringe, but the game was not bad. You can draw like a lot of I feel like there's a lot to analyze here. You can draw a lot of lines from probably real life society to this in terms of like gender roles and societal oppression and all that. Well, just the fact that this is like a lesbian couple. Hey, Pride Month, let's go. No, but like, it's a forbidden couple. I mean, it's pretty on the nose with them being lesbians. And, well, a lot of societies not being okay with that. Now, I would have to, like, read the thing again and properly read through the lines to give you, like, a proper analysis. But the story was pretty awesome. And you have some pretty interesting characters there with, well, we don't know their names, but the person we're seeing the story through, like, even though she knows her girlfriend is gone, she still puts a muscle on her and, well, at least somewhat ties her so that she'll stay in the room and tries to, or I don't even know if I want to like call it tries to talk to her, but she does talk to her and try to remind her about what they did, even though she knows she's not going to respond and she's not even going to perceive it because she's dead. She's a zombie, duh. But she still does it. That's interesting. Anyhow, pretty cute game. I'm not sure if I'd call it peak, but the writing's good. The drawings are really good. Sick game. Nope. God damn it. Oh, who made this? Shino? Fornoki? Sick game.